Okay, in this video we'll be talking about how to make your drawings come alive. This is going to be a series of videos that will teach basically how to make your drawings pop out and stand out. So, it's important to understand that when you do presentations, it's important to be able to communicate what it is you want to show your clients. Understand the concept of just having your fundamentals of drawing. So we're going to be talking about shapes and forms, which compromises the overall structure of the drawing to give it more form, more dynamics look. And we're also going to talk about shading and blending. Shading will give it its depth. Blending will also give it its form in curvature. Scale and proportion, which is also very important because that will make it seem more realistic and more holistic as a drawing. So we're gonna talk about how all of these we're gonna fit it all together and how it's all gonna be put together in one session. So we can start shape and form. Okay, so in shape and form, what we're gonna do is we have to understand that every object that you make has a basic shape, whether it be a person, whether it be a car, whether it be an animal, whether it be a camera or a helicopter, or anything starts off with a basic shape. So when you draw something, you always have to break it down into basic shapes, so it's easier for you to be able to understand. It's easier for you to be able to conceptualize how that thing will come out. So we can start off first with a round. So we start off with a two-dimensional circle. Okay. So when you do that, having a circle like this, it just gives you a sense of flatness. Okay, we can also start off with a triangle, maybe a square over here. Okay. So when you do all of this, everything is just, any elementary kid can do this. Any non-novice artist can actually make shapes like this. So the trick is, anybody can draw as long as they practice. Okay, so when you come up with basic shapes and forms, you also start off, like, let's say I want to draw a hair dryer. When you draw a hair dryer, you start off with a circle, right? Then maybe a cylinder, right? We have basic cylinder here. That's one of the shapes. So it's like a rectangle and an oval, right? An oval again. Same here. And you can also make an oval. Okay. And maybe we can make the tip sort of like a triangle. So we start off with basic shapes, right? So when you do the basic shapes, it comes out, you can actually create a form based on the outline that you have. Okay, let's just make that look like this. Okay. So how do we add, by adding guidelines like this, it shows you, okay, this is the depth, or this is the roundness I want it to be. So we also do the same here, also do the same here. So it will give anybody a guideline of how it is to draw. So let's say I want to put this. I want to put maybe another circle right here. Put another circle next to that. What happens? You're giving it a little bit of depth. Right? So you start off like this. So how do we, let's say, what if I want to build a house? I want to draw a house. You know, when you're a kid, you start off drawing a house. You can actually start with just a square and a triangle. I want to draw, what if I want to draw a dog? A dog, you can draw a dog by just starting off with maybe a circle. Another circle on top. Oval, and another oval. Okay, and we can put some rectangles over here. Another oval here. Okay, and when you form this, it kind of gives you the idea. Okay, this is my basic structure for what the dog may look like. So by doing this, it gives you more freedom to experiment with the types of forms you want to get into. So let's say I want to draw a car. So when you draw a car, let's put it over here. Let's say I want to we can start with a oval. Maybe add another oval here. There. So this is my basic shape of the car, and maybe just add the wheel wells. So when you do this, you can actually come up with a nice form that will help you decide what your car will look like. See? Add the wheels here. Over there. Follow this line here. That will give us the line of the windows. So by doing it this way, it gives you an overall guide as to how you wanna make your item, make your drawing. Okay, let's try to finish this dog. Dog over here. See this dog. We can actually create maybe just a look of what it is the dog, what it is you want the dog to look like. So with the dog, you can just add a bit more. Maybe you can put a little bit of ears. Just okay. Add a bit more filling into it and fill it up. dryer, if you want, you can actually add a bit more form, create a handle. Maybe we can taper this out for the cord. Notice I'm just going over the lines and seeing where I can actually add a little bit more detail. Okay. So I want to put a bit more, I want to put maybe some vents. You can actually put that here. It might end up looking like a space gun. So, in anything that you draw, you always start off with basic shapes. Let's say I want to draw a shoe. Okay, I can draw a shoe by making it into, start off with a oval. Maybe put a rectangle here. Oh no, trapezoid maybe. Maybe a small rectangle here. And a triangle over there. So basic shapes, right? Okay, now just gonna move this. See, maybe the line will go this way. This way. Maybe I want the sole or the heel to be a bit more chunkier, maybe a little bit more. And from here, so you see, these shapes actually give me freedom to actually create a shape that I want to create. So I want to do it like this. So I want to make create your swoosh maybe. So it gives you an idea when you make a product. It gives you an idea how that is done. Okay, what if? Okay, even with basic shapes, you can create the wildest items that you can think of. Let's say I want to make so when you want to create shapes like these, it's easier to just start off with one shape, add dimension to it, pyramid. We can also to make this a pyramid, we can just add another face right here. Right. Okay. So so this is just to prove a point that even with people, let's say you want to draw people, you can actually draw a person with just basic shapes as well. Say I start with maybe with the head. Make a circle. Make this form. And I use a cylinder. And I use a teardrop for this. Maybe a cylinder here. triangle, oblong. So you create a person using basic shapes, and you can fill it in. So we use the basic lines and basic shapes as a guide as to how you want the figure to form. Say you want to draw hands, same thing. Start off with a square, or actually a cube. Then usually I add another square here. In fingers, if you think about the fingers, you can actually segregate this and make this into square, square, circle, circle, square, square, there. So even this hand will be the square, this will be a different shape. So we can actually come up with maybe just a line, guide us this way. So this becomes your basis of your hand, right there. So when you fill it up, that's your hand. Okay. So we've talked about how we can use shapes to come up with different images by just using basic shapes, right? So in any drawing that you do, you always have to consider or try to break down the image into basic shapes, whether it be circles, cylinders, squares. It makes sense to put all that together. So as you go along and you improve and you practice, you will be able to create all these different types of shapes. So from our original drawing here, we see that the shape that we can get from just the basic circle, cylinder, we can come up with different forms. So when you draw, you end up having more variety of what it is you can come up with. You can draw, you can even get fancy by drawing airplanes, cameras, animals, anything that you think of will actually create a more visual library that you can have in your head. So I mean, here you can also, like, if you want to create a like a watch. A watch is basically when you think about it, it's basically a circle. It's just an oval, maybe two ovals stacked on top of each other that create a small cylinder, right? And you can just add rectangles on the sides, rectangles here, this could be your strap. You can add a cylinder here, embed this inside. Okay, so different forms. Let's say you want to draw, let's continue this particular house. So with this house, you see that the house over here is just a basic square and a triangle. You can add another triangle here, another square here. That will make your house more three-dimensional. So by adding shapes, you can actually make objects more three-dimensional in nature. Okay? So let's say we can create from this round circle from here. You can maybe just add another oval here, connect this over here, connect that over here, and get the dimensions of this oval here, right? And you can actually create something totally different from what this is. So let's say I want to make another circle here, and maybe make another oval here, and we connect that. See? And we can make another oval right here in the bottom, right here. So you have all these different shapes that you can, interesting shapes that you can make just on your drawing board. Okay. So let's see, what if I want to draw maybe a jeep for that. The jeep here. Let's make a jeep right here next to this. Okay, we can start with maybe a box, square, and make another square that goes this way. Maybe add another square here, another square here, another square here, and maybe another rectangle up here. So what I'm doing is I'm actually creating my guidelines of how I want the jeep to come out. Okay. So let's say right here, we can make this go this way, and just connect this here, the rectangle here. Any shape, any drawing that you make can actually be dissected into basic shapes. So, you know, at the end of the day, if you just learn to break down items, break down shapes into things that you can you think you can break down into a smaller, more manageable shape, it becomes easier to draw. Sometimes people find it difficult to draw because they dive into the details right away. So, you know, it's just simpler to just break it down and make sure that, you know, each item and each figure is actually made into a more simpler form. So there, so you have your watch right here. All these different shapes and forms based on regular shapes. So I hope you learned, and I hope this will help you out. Till the next video.